fear and anger and judgment in the world with our own emotions, I believe that what we focus on grows. So if we only focus on all the bad stuff, we actually expand it with our own energy and being a co-creator of everything. So I think, yes, it's important to be informed, to maybe share some information, but not to add to the fear, hurt and anger through our own emotions, which get triggered by what we see. So, and of course the most wounded people in truth need the love the most. So if we only, like Jamie just said, if we only talk bad and think bad about Israel, then we're co-creating this. The very things we don't like to see. So let's also visualize that a lot of people in Israel are actually saying no to what their government is doing, that they have the courage to come forward and come together and ultimately bring all this destruction to a stop and work on creating peace and harmony. Excuse me, ladies. Oh, there's the captain. Wow. Emotion gets triggered in us, like anger, judgment, feeling helpless, feeling overwhelmed. Let's be conscious of that and let's take responsibility for our own emotions and our own energy, so that we do not bring force and expand what is bad in the world with our own unhealed emotions. Yes, it's good to say no. Yes, it's good to share information and to, of course, to be aware of what's going on in the world. But we don't have to then get sucked into this fear-based anger, judgment, the very emotions which create what we actually don't want to see and don't like in the world. More conscious, I guess, of this by seeing other people who may have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge, and yet they seem to not be very conscious of what actually is in them and how they add to what we see in the world. I mean, we are all co-creators, and we're not only creating with our actions and our words. We can say a word love, but I mean, are we truly feeling love? Or are we, when we're really honest, our core emotion is anger, frustration, impatience, and not only judging countries and people who actually support war, but even judging people who we think they don't understand anything. And I don't think that's helpful at all. We're all brothers and sisters, we're all sitting in the same boat. And as I said many times, I believe the way to create a better world is that we heal what is in us first, and also help others, have compassion for others. The road was just getting a little bit bumpy there, so I just wanted to complete what I was started to say, that Everything can be looked at from a human perspective or from a soul perspective. In my book, Sacred Journey, I guess I take people on a journey of looking at life more from a soul perspective, that we're here to heal and grow and share. And we should also not forget that everything we do has a karmic consequence. Nothing is unaccounted. And so whoever is responsible for a lot of destruction and violence, they will have to balance this over many, many lifetimes. I think we need to be conscious that we are not adding to the same energy, the same unhealed energy of anger and judgment as they do, because then we also will create a karmic consequence for ourselves. So yeah, let's take responsibility for our own emotions and feelings, and if we are angry or hurt, feel overwhelmed, helpless, let's look where that really comes from in our own personal life, and start to work on healing some of those experiences we've had. Easy to point out all the bad things in the world and what's wrong in the world, not so easy to take responsibility and do our own work of healing and coming to what I call soul wisdom. So to look at life from a soul perspective, and that we're all here to help each other grow on this path, on this sacred journey.